When I was a boy in Missouri, I liked to listen to old soldiers who'd fought in the Civil War. We had both Confederate and Union veterans in our town, and my loyalties would go from General Lee to General Grant and back again, depending upon which side told the most exciting tale. Then I ran across the book in the family library called The Great Locomotive Chase by William Pittenger. This was an eyewitness account, too, a Civil War story that did full justice to both sides. What's more, this story was about spies and trains. I've always been fascinated by locomotives. The older, the better. Down at Disneyland, we have the Santa Fe Disneyland Railroad, a 5/8 scale model after early Santa Fe trains. The engines, very much like these famous Civil War engines, the Texas and the General. I guess it was inevitable that someday we would make a motion picture about trains. And naturally, it had to be The Great Locomotive Chase. For that old Civil War story, simply related as factual history, has all the elements of the wildest romance. An Atlanta newspaper of the time called it the most thrilling railroad adventure that has ever occurred on the American continent. We've tried to live up to that 1862 billing. Since Fess Parker recreates the role of Andrews the Spy, the principal character in our true life historical adventure, I'm going to ask him to tell you the story behind the story. I think we'll find Fess in his dressing room.
Hi. Mr. Disney told me I was to play the part of another real American, James J. Andrews. I began to read up on him. I find he isn't as well known as Davy Crockett and other heroes of our history, but instead belongs to those hundreds of brave and dedicated men who've had their day of glory and since been forgotten. Andrews was an amazing man, and his exploit a fantastic affair. But perhaps the easiest way to tell you what he did would be to show you a scene from our feature motion picture, The Great Locomotive Chase.